It's an interesting question. So is the Uber customer the driver, right? Because they're serving the driver, enabling the driver to make money.
Okay.
Or is it the rider? I would make the case, of course, that it's the rider,
All right.
right? So Uber's customer is the rider. So the big question is, what happens when cars are autonomous? You don't need a driver anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the kind of question, so let's assume it's autonomous. Then that is a good question. Does Uber buy a fleet of cars? Does Uber make cars? Or does Mercedes say, okay, so one line of our business is autonomous cars, where we put in the infrastructure for people to call a Mercedes to come get them. And Mercedes is in fact investing in little companies that does that, right? So that is one answer to your question, which is, I don't think you can change all of Mercedes to do that. But you could certainly invest in a company that's doing that to see how it's done, and then...
Or they form partnerships or
Yeah,
JVs
exactly.
or something.
That's a really existential question. And if I were an Uber driver, I'd be thinking about that, right? Because,
But it's a long way off, don't you think?
well, okay, so that's a very good question. So 2 years ago, if you had told me that there would be as much autonomousness in a car as there is today, I would tell you you're crazy. I would have said 2 years ago that the first time you can have any, even semi-autonomous, is 2025.
But it's not just about the technology, though. It's also about the regulatory and societal landscape supporting it.
But there's an autonomous car is so compelling, right? So look at the advantage of autonomous cars. Like, cars don't get pissed off at each other. There's no such thing as road rage. Right. There's no such thing as road rage in a car, right? Secondly, cars' reaction is much faster, so you can drive closer to each other. Third, you could make the case that nobody owns a car anymore. Why own a car? You just go on your phone and say, I need a car to go back to the hotel. Why would I want to own that car? Now, if you don't own the car, the next question is, why does your house have a garage? Why do we have parking lots? I mean, there's like a lot of things. And even for, like, in California, there's this humongous project to build a fast rail from San Francisco to Los Angeles. And this is the kind of thing that if you're a supporter, you say it's 50 billion. If you're a not supporter, you say it's 100 billion, because everything is, But then even the best case is probably going to take 20 years to put in fast rail from San Francisco to LA. You could make the case that in 10 years, you have a system where autonomous cars, you say, okay, I'm going to go to LA. So all the autonomous cars, they come to one place, they all hook up to each other, and then they go on this freeway and they go like 150 miles an hour as a chain of cars. Then when you get close to LA, you break off, right? I think it's much faster to make freeways better for that to happen than to make a rail corridor between Los Angeles. So what should you do now? Knowing that autonomous cars are coming, should you build in a $100 billion rail system? Not clear to me.